Good evening, agents, and welcome back to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after show right here on theStreamtv. So, this is, if you couldn't tell from the wide shot, our Halloween episode. So get ready for crazy costumes. But first off, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. I am your host, Kevin Becker, and joining me, as always, on my left...
Marvel, what go on, me brother? You're making me crazy today. You just drive me crazy right up in here.
Nobody understood that, don't worry about it. To my right.
What? It just happened. Keyla Alves Teixeira, hey you guys.
And continuing on down the couch.
Hi, Mark Cirillo. You have like a meltdown every episode, like the beginning, James. Like every episode.
Character.
And before we really dig in here, what we want to do is we want to talk to you guys. That's what the show's about. It's about talking to everybody. So, real quick, right now, if you're watching this live, get on Twitter, Facebook, start texting people. Tell them to join us in the live YouTube chat right now, because we want to talk to you. We want to hear what you guys have to say, and we can only do that if you're here. Otherwise, we're talking to ourselves, kind of like Fitz. So, it's much less sad than that. Much less sad. But go ahead and invite your friends to join the conversation. Now, before we dig in, I do want to invite everyone to check out some very good friends of ours once our show's over. Go ahead and check out Daily Marvelite. They're a really great group. Tons of big Marvel news recently, and they're going to be covering all of it, giving you some inside information, some cool stuff. Check them out at dailymarvelite.com, or you can check them out on Twitter at Daily Marvelite. I don't know what this is. Also, since it is our Halloween episode, we are all in costume. We have got James as our resident Rastafarian. Mark is North Star from Alpha Flight and now the X-Men. Kayla is a witch, and I am a guy who actually is good at hosting things. Is what I dress like, a real professional. No, I went for agent, is what I did.
For what?
For an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., because we're on the Agents.
Okay,
that's what you all guessed, but the joke was that I'm a bad host. So, all right,
bad joke.
It's a bad. I told you guys I built it up too much. But what we do want to invite you to do is, if you live in the Los Angeles area and you're looking for some Halloween costumes because the time is running out, what you want to do is head on over to Junk for Joy Halloween and Vintage Costume Shop. You can check them out on Facebook. Look for Junk for Joy, and if you want to, head on over there. Halloween costumes, any other costumes. If you want to dress like something on a Tuesday, because it's a Tuesday, which it is. I
might just wear this, like this cape thingy, all the time. All the time. It's gonna happen.
Please don't.
I'm for it.
But check them out. So, now, let's go ahead and talk about tonight's episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So tonight, last week we had a big one. Last week was just constant. This one, I described it as when you drop the guillotine, you have to pull the rope to get the blade back up. We got to breathe, we got to settle into the new status quo, but a big question's raised throughout the entire episode. We meet Grant Ward's older brother, the Senator. And now we're getting conflicting stories. Grant is always, I can't say Ward anymore. Grant is always a liar, but his brother may be a liar. So my question is this: which Ward do you guys trust? Bum, bum, bum.
Currently, people are gonna hate me for this. Currently, I trust his older brother.
Oh, we got one vote for the Senator. Ding, ding, ding.
I know, and I usually always stand with Ward, and I do in my heart. I do, but after this episode, I trust his brother a little bit.
Ooh, coming up swinging.
I think that trust is like a very general kind of term to use in this case, because I feel they both have a lot to hide.
It's the most Rastafarian answer I could have expected.
Right on. They're both hiding so much stuff right now, man. We don't know where this is gonna go, man. No idea. But like, I trust Ward simply because he is a series regular, and I think they're gonna try and like redeem him throughout the series. So I think they're gonna stick with that, but they're gonna, it's gonna be the whole bait and switch. He's going back to being a bad guy, but in the end, we're gonna see that he's probably got a heart of gold. So we'll see.
I agree.
I don't trust Ward at all. Like I still think he's a psychopath. But so I want to trust his older brother, but I honestly don't think we can trust either of them right now. I think that's where it's going.
I'm of the opinion that we have seen this character and we have seen Grant. He does what he believes is right and is necessary, whether it is what everyone else would think is the correct choice. So he was with Garrett and did a lot of things that he has expressed remorse about, that we all were like, whoa, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy. But he did them because he was supporting and following orders of the guy who saved him and brought him out of the darkness that was his life.
Well, for him, it was a sense of loyalty as well, so that's what kept him going. So it feels like he's loyal to Skye now more than anyone else on the show. So I think that's what makes him honest.
I think he's running for her dad. I think he's decided to get him.
That's the thing that confuses me, though. I mean, I'm talking with the wand tonight, by the way. It's just gonna happen. That's the thing that's confusing with me. I mean, a part of me wants to trust Ward and where he's going, and then like when he goes into these tendencies of trying to gain Skye's trust, I feel like there's this evil tone to it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree. That's what I was just gonna say.
It's a little bit of an evil tone. I mean, like, if it's not a good guy telling Skye, hey, I want you to reunite your father. It's a bad guy telling Skye, I want to reunite you with your father.
But that can also be their ploy, that the whole twist that we're going to put the ominous music, we're going to put this look on his face because he has been locked up in a dungeon for months and months, so he is going a little bit crazy and he is showing some genuine clinical signs of psychopathy going on in this case. But the thing is that I still think that it's that whole like preparing him to look like he's the bad guy and then pull the rug underneath your feet. Oh, suddenly he does this really good act that changes everything, that changes the whole formula. So we'll see.
Which makes sense because he is a series regular, so I get where you're going with that. But I'm kind of going to be disappointed.
Major twists. Like. That would take me by surprise. I mean, that would just be like, oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's within the character, though. We saw him going to certain extremes to do what he felt like he had to when he pushed Fitz and Simmons out of the plane last season, but still couldn't actually kill them because he does the things he thinks are necessary, but never does he do something he would consider wrong. You know, there's a lot of damage there.
In his mind, he believes.
It's
like in his mind, he believes it's right, and what he's doing is going to like end up correct. And it's like he has this entire like planned out in his head, and then in the end game, he is the hero in the situation.
And he rationalized like, oh yeah, sure, Fitz is maybe a little brain damaged right now, but he's alive.
He could have been dead.
That's what matters. Fitz and Simmons could have both been dead. Yeah, so it could be that.
But now we're talking about Ward. We mentioned Fitz and Simmons. Let's move away from our old friends and move into our new friends. This episode gave us a lot more time with Bobby Morse and Lance Hunter, and we got to see a lot of the two of them. Now, this is a little bit of a different relationship than we're used to on the show. We've got like the bickering exes, and it's funny and it's got sweet moments. Her inviting him to stay. Do you guys think this is a good addition to the show? Like, did the show need this specific dynamic?
I don't know that it needed it, but I really like it. I think that both of these characters are great characters. I love Lance and I love Bobby, and so. The more then the better, and I don't think it detracts at all from the show. I think it definitely adds something. Whether it was necessary, I don't know.
No, if it was necessary, I have no idea. But do I like it? Yes, I do like it.
2 votes for yes.
The witch approves.
It is magically correct. I want that.
I don't know if we saw this, but Hunter is staying. I hope.
I think so.
I hope he does. But oh my God, I'm so excited.
And I love
I hope they like reunite in like a romantic type of way where it's just like.
Oh, you want them to reconnect? I just want her to meet Hawkeye.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I want.
But I love the idea that she was previously married before him. I just love that addition. It's so real. You know?
Yeah, so she's experienced life. She knows what relationships are like with spies as well. So there you go. But the thing is, I like their quips. They feel organic. They're like a welcome change of pace because since we have that kind of comedic relief taken off the shoulders of Fitz and Simmons, it's kind of being put on them now, and they are a good team. I mean, the way they did that double takedown on the bad guy towards the end of the episode, and all that kind of stuff, it shows that they're pretty well connected.
Right.
That said, Hawkeye. I want her with Hawkeye. Done.
No,
Done.
seriously. I love how they kind of have the same fighting techniques too. So in that last bit where they were fighting the agents, and they did like the same move like at the end in that fight scene. That was really cool.
That was very cool.
That was really cool.
I do definitely think that they add something human to it. I know that I think we've all touched on this in the show before, but one of the great strengths of this season has been the humanity put behind these characters, and
the humor. Yeah, which is so real. Like it's part of real life.
They're very three-dimensional all around.
Yes,
exactly. You can relate to them regardless of whether they're spies or not, which is great.
Now, before we dig more into our episode, we're gonna take a break, and we need to talk about some things that got dropped on our head today. For those of you who don't know, today, October 28th, is a massive day in Marvel Cinematic history.
Marvel explosion.
At a press conference held at the El Capitan Theater right here in fabulous Los Angeles, Marvel made a ton of huge announcements. They announced Phase 3, which is much bigger than I expected, and they announced all kinds of cool things, including our actor who will be playing Black Panther. Now, here's my question. I have right here the entire list of Phase 3, including release dates. I want to know, this is going to be the toughest question for all of us, which of these movies you are looking forward to the most, okay? So, starting with, well, I know, it's a tough one.
You're asking the hardest question on the book, man. You're going crazy, absolutely crazy.
You just gotta keep it calm, okay?
I try, man.
All right, this is offensive. So we're gonna leave out Avengers: Age of Ultron. We're gonna leave out Ant-Man because those were officially counted as Phase 2. Phase 2 ends with Ant-Man.
Okay.
Phase 3 starts with Captain America: Civil War, May 6, 2016. All right, we had the bait and switch.
Trembling in the studio right now.
Evans and Downey came out and told us it would in fact be Civil War. Wow. Following Civil War,
boom,
Doctor Strange, November 4th, 2016. That's right, guys. I'll be spending my birthday with the good doctor. We are waiting to hear. Benedict Cumberbatch is in final talks, though so was Joaquin Phoenix. I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch may actually do it, though. All right.
Please,
Following Doctor Strange.
please.
Just shake your wand. It'll happen.
Wingardium Benedict Cumberbatchiosa. That works, right? All right. The third movie in Phase 3, are you guys ready for this? Is Guardians of the Galaxy 2, moved up to May 5th, 2017. All right, James Gunn is attached to come back. And then we are going to continue with our sequels with Thor Ragnarok. July 28th, 2017. Now, they announced that this movie would be the big movie of Phase 3, much like Winter Soldier altered Phase 2. Ragnarok is supposed to be the altering point for Phase 3. Now we go back into a new franchise, one that I think we've all been really excited, waiting to hear if it was going to happen. Black Panther. November 3rd, 2017. I'm spending that birthday with Black Panther. I don't know why Marvel decided to release a bunch of them like right before my birthday, but I'll take it. And we did get our actor already, which I think is a sign that we'll see Black Panther in Age of Ultron. To have Black Panther cast before they even get Doctor Strange cast, I think he's an Age of Ultron.
And Chadwick Boseman is a terrific choice for that.
Fantastic.
He's a very good actor. If you see Get On Up, he plays James Brown. If you see 42, he's just a really good, very versatile actor. So it's a very good pick.
Next up, Marvel is answering the cries of many fans and giving us our first solo female superhero movie, Captain Marvel. And it is confirmed that it is Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel.
And Kree is totally going to be in it.
I'm so ready.
July 6th,
Women
2018.
we rule.
I'm so excited for Carol Danvers. I'm so stoked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so cool. Following that, we will actually, I'm going to actually save what follows it until the end. And then we will go to, as I think James is very excited about, Inhumans. November 2nd, 2018. Now, bookending in front of Captain Marvel and then following Inhumans comes the thing that we've all been waiting for. Avengers. Infinity War. Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is in May 2018, I believe May 4th, and Part 3 is May 3rd of 2019, exactly 1 year apart. And we saw concept art of Thanos wearing the gauntlet.
Oh my God.
It's going down, guys. So, of that massive cornucopia of Phantasm, which one are you most excited for?
Jesus
I
Christ.
might have been. I might have been a little more excited for Captain America when I thought it was going to be the Serpent Society. I know it's stupid, but I love the Serpent Society. That was like a big part of my growing up. Was like that whole storyline in Captain America. So I'm obsessed with the
It'll be
Serpent
funny if they
Society.
start off the film like that and then they just switch it to Civil War or something.
Right, but the thing is, Civil War is brilliant and it's great writing, and so it's such a great storyline for like who the characters are as human beings, and so that's brilliant. But that said, I'm very excited about Black Panther, but I might be most excited about Captain Marvel.
Speaking of that, that's the one
excited
I'm
about
most
that.
excited to see. I love Carol Danvers. I'm excited for the first female superhero solo film, so yeah.
James, what's your
Oh
vote?
my God, there's just so much. I think Captain Marvel is going to be an incredible film, and I hope that they combine like her being cosmic and earthbound at the same time.
Yeah.
The way they're going for the writing as well of the title, it feels like it's going to be more cosmic and possibly linked to Guardians, and I'm hoping they're going to drop that bomb in Guardians 2 and introduce her then. However, I'm the most excited about Black Panther. Man, I'm just so excited about Black Panther because it's not too far away, you know, in the timeline of what they set up for the films. And I think, and we've discussed this earlier, that Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, is probably going to be in Age of Ultron because he's the only person who's been cast in advance of everyone else, before Doctor Strange, before Captain Marvel, before everyone else. So I think they're going to drop him, and it looks like Andy Serkis is going to be Ulysses Klaue, who is one of his arch nemesis, if you will. Nemesis.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to lay sow the seeds of it. So I'm really excited for Black Panther. He and the costume just looks fantastic, the way they've done it. The way they've adjusted it to fit in the
Great costume
MCU. So just give me more of that. Other than that, if Inhumans was a little bit sooner, I would have been so much more excited for Inhumans. It's just because you're making me wait for so long that I can't.
And they've been setting up the Inhumans on our show, on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know.
Which is awesome.
And I think-
They're setting it all up.
I think if I had to cast a vote, I'm super excited for Guardians 2. Guardians is great, but I also am really also very excited for Doctor Strange. I'm super stoked for that.
Well, and the Avengers movies are never like none of these movies are bad. Like I'm excited. I love Thor movies, and I never knew a lot about Thor,
Right.
and I love the Thor movies. But the Avengers movies are just amazing when you have them all together, and you've got Joss Whedon in charge. Like
It
it's
is.
brilliant.
We live in a good time. Good time.
We really, really do. But we are here to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so we do have a couple
back to
quick
that.
things to get back to for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. One thing that moved forward this episode was the Fitzsimmons relationship. We got to see the confrontation between the two of them. He's worse when she's around. Mac is on his side. Where do you think this relationship is headed?
It's headed to Simmons finally. Like I feel like Simmons is the bad guy in the situation. I don't think Fitz is the bad guy in the situation. I feel like Simmons is going to realize what she's done, and like I feel like she's playing victim in this kind of. In this case, Fitz is the victim, not Simmons. So Simmons needs to own up for how Fitz is feeling, and she can't run away from it. She's hiding from what she's feeling. She's denying it. She's not accepting it. She needs to accept it and just be honest and just truthful with herself. And Kiss already.
She might not
Get married. Something.
She might not know how she feels. That might have all taken her off guard. Maybe she saw him as a friend and like she couldn't go there, and so she didn't know how to react. I mean, that's a very human thing, I think, to not know how to process your feelings in the moment, and you make decisions, and she does have to own up to it. You're right there, Keyla, but she's still, I think, figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I don't know. She's going through a lot of trouble with her character, and I think that it's going to be an interesting, evolution for her. Right now, I think she's playing the victim because he did save her. He chose to save her instead of himself. It's only by chance that Fitz survived that whole situation of them being at the bottom of the ocean. So I think that she should just admit that she was in the wrong and just love him. That's it. Do that.
I think we're all putting in our votes for Fitz and Simmons to admit their feelings, and I think Mac's gonna help them get there.
Yeah, he's a big part of it, I think. Now.
But we do have more that we want to talk about. I'm gonna give you guys like three. We're gonna do like an SAT, which this is not anything like the SATs.
Multiple choice.
The guy that was it? I did it wrong. The guy at the end of the episode, we saw him getting the alien writing tattooed on him. Just real quick, one sentence guess. Who do you think it is?
Ward's younger brother. That's it. I just think it's Ward's younger brother. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's my theory, and that's all. That wasn't one sentence.
I think he's a nobody. I think he's just an experiment. I mean, he just wasn't probably injected with the serum. He's probably like a soldier or something that was injected with it. But that's it. I don't think he's anybody important.
Or he could be one of the doctor's previous experiments or something like that. I like the idea of it possibly being like Ward's younger brother because I would love for that character to somehow play a part.
Yeah.
But I think that actor looked older than Ward, and he's supposed to be younger. So
he's supposed to have a really messed up life.
That's
Maybe,
true.
yeah.
Hard living will do that too.
Yeah.
I think it's another 084 like Skye. I think that Skye was able to remember what it was. And I think it's possible that he is partially from that same. If Skye is an alien or an inhuman, he might be the same thing. And instead of her getting the blood back in and seeing the writing, that helps her remember. Maybe he says the pain helps him remember. So I'm not 100% sure. That one was really out of left field, but I'm excited to see where it goes. Now, here's the fun part. We want to talk to you guys. But before we do that, you may say, I like other TV shows. And we say, we like other TV shows too. In fact, we like them so much that there's more than just this after show. So stick around. We're going to be right back. But before we do, check out this awesome trailer for all the other great after shows here on theStream.tv. We'll see you in just a minute with your questions. Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm not fake, I'm so real, okay?
Hey, who's excited?
Woo! She's a little superhero slut because she's so good. I just pissed everybody off.
She's like such a glamazon. Join the writer team because you are hot.
And I loved it.
That is like tension beyond belief. I found her to be deliciously out of control.
We were all just looked at each other, just like, ah!
So we can assume that you've written letters to inmates before.
Give me the diamonds. I need them for my wife.
Take charge and kill everyone.
This Holocaust coffin!
You were agreeing with me, so I think it was a great point.
good.
You can't count anything out.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Oh my God.
What's your shoe size? My size.
Well, that was pretty awful. Oh my God. Very
Totally.
All right, so make sure to check out those fantastic after shows. Who knows? We may start doing more too. So if you like a show, check with theStream.tv. We may start covering your favorite show. I don't know. I actually have no idea. I'm just saying this in hopes that it happens. So now our favorite part of the show is talking to you guys. In fact, I have this fantastic magical piece of paper here, which was just given to me, and it has names. Touch it with the wand. Magic piece of paper. It has on it names that I will inevitably pronounce incorrectly. That of the people who are chatting with us on YouTube right now. So we have got Spice Nug. Shout out to Spice Nug. Thanks for chatting.
Great name.
Shield Radio. Thanks for hanging out, Shield Radio.
Hey, guys.
I've been practicing this one. Thais Etienne. Did I get it right? God!
There's another name.
My fellow brasileira, okay, Thais.
You're doing this segment from now on.
And we have one more shout out, Davi Goldman. I said that one wrong.
So thank you guys for chatting with us. We would love to hear from you, from even more people. Please, you guys stick around. You're always great. We want even more people to come and talk with us in future weeks. So tell your friends about it. Now, we, throughout the week and throughout the night, have collected questions about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from you guys that we want to answer. Our first question for the evening. All right, let me check the S.H.I.E.L.D. file. Yep, our first question for the evening comes from @Spanky445. And Spanky asks, when will the Avengers find out that Coulson is alive? Because only Fury and Hill know.
Age of Ultron.
Infinity War.
Age of Ultron.
They're just going to keep it sizzling forever and ever.
That's true.
And then he's going to show up. Or Inhumans, who knows?
Well, I'm hoping Age of Ultron. I mean, Maria Hill was in the new scene we saw.
I know.
I'm
That's
very
true.
excited about that. I love her so much.
They might not wait that long either. I mean, they might just.
That's true.
They might, because Nick Fury hasn't. I mean, Nick Fury hasn't done a cameo this season, has he?
No.
No, he
No,
hasn't.
he hasn't got
So
one.
they might do a cameo with like a larger superhero this season.
I think either Civil War or Infinity War, because Coulson's return is going to have an epic response from Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is what spurred Tony to be even more of a superhero.
That makes sense.
And so
makes
Coulson, when Coulson finally comes out of the woodwork, it's gonna have repercussions on him, and he's already gonna be hurting at the end of Age of Ultron. And I think Coulson may be the thing that rallies him during Infinity War to work with Captain America.
Kevin says smart things.
God, that
sometimes.
long. It's so. No, it makes so much sense, but it's so weird that they're gonna take that long.
I
to try
understand,
to-
It's
but
going to
Yeah.
take some time.
you want to keep the show going. Now, we have another question. All right. This question comes from @Wuzzy41123. And Wuzzy asks, do you guys want to see Doc Samson, as played by Ty Burrell, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Doc Samson played by Ty Burrell.
Not. Do I want to see Doc Samson? Yes. Do I want to see Ty Burrell as Doc Samson?
It's like a double
no.
question. Yeah.
I'll see Ty Burrell play somebody else.
Yeah, I would love for him to play somebody else. He played it in
Incredible Hulk, right?
Yeah.
In Incredible
So
Hulk.
they would have to bring it. They would have to bring that back. But like, I don't know. It would be interesting. I've heard these rumors that Ant-Man is going to take place around the same time
As Incredible Hulk.
Hulk. So, and it's going to take place in San Francisco, which is kind of where Incredible Hulk did take place in part.
Part of it
It did. So maybe they could reintroduce him in that film. Who knows? That would be great. That would be awesome because we love Ty Burrell.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see
He's
him
also on
back.
ABC.
I love.
Yeah.
And our third question comes from @Numobi. And Numobi asks, do you think they would use the show to introduce more superpowered people leading into Civil War?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. Because this is going to keep expanding the universe. They might not necessarily be in Civil War. They might be in Infinity War, I think. But who knows? That would be terrific.
I think that we're going to see ties with the Defenders series on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
Clark Gregg has mentioned wanting to guest star. I see no reason why he shouldn't.
Yeah, just sit back, guys, and enjoy all the incredible content that's just being thrown at you by Marvel. 'cause it's
No,
amazing.
seriously.
Marvel takes over all of
They're
entertainment.
just going to take over the world. That's it.
Every single Marvel fan today just like died a little bit, and then
But in,
just
like, a good way.
In a
And got
good way.
born again.
I literally was just like, there's just too much going on. There's too much going on.
Well, if you have questions to us, make sure you tweet them to us throughout the week using hashtag AOSAS. That's our hashtag, guys. That's ours. And we will pick questions throughout the week. remember, there is actually no episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. next week, so we've got a lot of time to talk. They're doing a Marvel 75th anniversary special, From Pulp to Pop is what it's called. So it's going to be really, really cool. Now, before we leave, I do want to give a shout out to some of our fabulous friends on YouTube. First off, I want to give a shout out to @Marvel_World with 2 Ds. Check them out. @S.H.I.E.L.D. TVF.
Yes.
Always fun. Check them out. @S.H.I.E.L.D. TV. Low F. They're different, but they're both fantastic. And finally, @Agents, is it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Agents S.H.I.E.L.D. BR. All right, these are all fantastic people. They love talking to us. We love talking to them. Check them out. Join their conversations. It's wonderful. Also, as always, we want to invite you over to check out S.H.I.E.L.D. Radio, @S.H.I.E.L.D. Radio on Twitter. Also, check out their Helicarrier podcast at www.helicarrierpodcast.com. Those guys are awesome. If you like what we do, you will absolutely love what they do. It's really, really great. So go ahead and check them out. Thank you guys very, very much. I hope that you guys are enjoying this season as much as we are. We will see you after next episode. Thank you very much, and make sure you stay tuned to theStream.tv for all of your favorite after shows. See you next week, agents, when we're declassifying more information.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.